Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss about the most important topic based on sexual violence. Children are the backbone of our nation. Let's discuss why do violence is occurring every day. As we know, the goal of this sexual violence prevention is to stop it from happening in the first place. Safety and security of a child is the basic aim of our education. Although various awareness program has undertaken till now, it has not reached the desired goal. We should teach skills to prevent sexual violence like basic life skills, social emotional learning, teaching healthy, safe relationship skills to adolescents, empowerment based training, providing opportunities to empower and support girls, strengthening economic support for women and families also, and we can strengthen leadership and opportunities for both boys and girls because we can't say that only girls are facing the problems rather than boys are also facing. We have to create protective environment, and by improving safety and monitoring in schools we can prevent these particular problems, and by addressing community level risk through environmental approaches we can support victims just to lessen these harms. As we all know, sexual abuse can happen to children of any race, of any socioeconomic group. So there is no foolproof way how to protect these children from being abused, as there are different steps we can take to reduce the risk. Hence, we have to involve in the child's life. As a teacher or as a parent, being actively involved in a child life, we can make warning sign and help the child feel more comfortable. As we know, we can take action to protect our child. But how? What are the steps which we can follow? We have to show interest in their day-to-day lives. We have to know the people in their life because we can ask who is with whom you are spending time. Then who do you like? What games did you play today after school? So this type of question we can ask. And another point is we have to choose caregivers carefully, whether it's a babysitter or a new school or after school activity. And another point is talk about the media. Means we can share with our child incident of sexual violence which are frequently covered by the newspaper, and we can ask our child questions like, have you ever heard of this happening before? What would you do if you were in this situation? So another point you can say, know the warning sign. We have to become familiar with this type of sign of child sexual abuse. So it may be small, but we have to, pay attention. And we can encourage our children to speak up. They must know their boundaries. Means let our child know that no one has the right to touch them or to make them feel uncomfortable, maybe hug, maybe tickling. It's very important that we must remind our child that they do not have the right to touch someone else if that person doesn't want to be touched. And we can teach our child how to talk about their bodies. Means, as we used to teach names of body parts, teaching a child these words with gives them the ability to come to us. And when something is wrong, then learn more about talking to children about sexual assault. Then let them know they wouldn't get in trouble. We have to remind our students, our children, frequently that we are always with them. So we must listen them carefully, give them chance to raise the new topic. As is there anything else they want to talk about? We must ask them freely. So some of the most important point which I would like to say are what parents, teachers can do to prevent sexual abuse. First of all, let the child know that whether they should say no or stop to the person who are abusing. So here we have to talk to our child. We have to teach them about the privacy of body parts. So we must listen to them when they seem having some problem. We have to give our child enough time just to share their feelings, their emotion. We have to spend much more time. And some of the guidelines which offer age appropriate topic to discuss with our children, as if our child is in between 18 months, we can teach the child proper name of their body parts. If the child is in between the age group of 3 to 5 years, then we can tell them what are the private parts of the body and how to say no to sexual advances. So they have to give straightforward answers about sex. So we must be very much free with our children, with our students, just to share all these things. And in between the age of 5 to 8 years, we can discuss safety way, how to know about good touch and bad touch. And we have to encourage our child to talk about the scary experiences. And in between 8 to 12 years, stress personal safety. This is very much essential. Start to discuss rules of sexual conduct that are accepted by the family. And the most crucial period, 13 to 18 years. Here, we have to discuss with them sexually transmitted diseases, rape, unintended pregnancy. So here, child's teacher, school counselor can help them to teach just to avoid sexual abuse. So here, the most important part of life a child spent in the school. So school authorities have the primary responsibility for the care and welfare of their students. So school is such a place where teachers have to they have to prevent, recognize the situation that threaten children's welfare and development. So schools must ensure a safe environment for their students. As a teacher, we have to monitor the progress of child considered to be at risk. Another point I would like to say are some clear written procedures in place concerning action to be taken where allegations are received against school employees to be noted. Schools are effective. Why? Because they can implement school-based education program for prevention of child sexual abuse. Because nowadays, number of programs are being going on just based on this sexual abuse. So to prevent child sexual abuse by providing students with knowledge and skills to recognize and avoid this type of situation, they should also inform about appropriate help seeking in case of abuse or attempted abuse. Classroom provide greater opportunities to promote discussion and reflection about all these issues. Hence, school authorities have a unique role in identification of safeguarding of students. Because from classroom teachers to guidance counselor, maybe social worker, nurses, psychologists, administrators, everyone becomes an integral part of the educational team to help children who might be facing difficulties. Provide a safe, private place to talk. Make sure that the talk takes place in a private place. Don't make promises which we cannot keep. If we make a promise which we cannot keep, the child learn that we are not trusted. So while teachers cannot always protect the child from abuse, tell the child that you have to tell someone who can help the child handle the situation in the best manner. Always let the child know that you are going to tell someone else which trusted. Hence, here, sometimes talking to the school counselor may be helpful in case the child is not made an open disclosure. Teachers should try to provide friendly and safe word with children in the classroom to say a reflection on how to identify general situation that are making them feel uncomfortable. The importance of asking for help from trusted adults where to seek for this help. We should keep in mind that adults are the ultimate responsible for children's security and well-being. We must be friendly. Children's participation in activities related to sexual abuse topic must be volunteer. These activities need to provide students with learning experiences just to enhance their participation and significant understanding. They have to challenge their empathy, helping children to deal and to connect with their emotional world so that they learn to identify uncomfortable situation to say no. Here we can develop a safety action plan for family, because as a parents, what is the role we have to play? It is most important to teach children about safety. We need to know in order to keep our children and community safe. Some of the things adults must watch, because children are not as able to recognize behaviors, how to protect. So we must teach our children to say no. And if our child doesn't want to give grandma a kiss, let the child shake hands instead and makes your grandma understand why this is important for the safety of the child. Sit and here they must some family boundaries must be there. All members of the family have rights to privacy in dressing, bathing, sleeping, and other personal activities. If anyone does not respect these rights, and adults should clearly tell them the family rules. Speak up when you see any inappropriate behaviors. Interrupt and talk with whoever is making you uncomfortable in a situation. They may need help to stop these behaviors. So, as we used to teach our kids that a nose is a nose, they must know what to call their genitals. This knowledge gives children correct language for understanding their bodies. Give kids permission to tell anyone they trust if they feel scared, uncomfortable, or confused by someone's behavior. Create a family safety plan that is clear to everyone and easy to follow. Teach children about what to do and what to talk if they are sexually threatened or touched by someone. Because Child Helpline number 1098 is also there. Number of organizations are working for child's protection. So every child must be aware of it. And at last, but not at least, I would like to say, students from kindergarten or pre-primary to 12th grade should be aware. Topics including empathy, personal space, boundaries, and intervention, health relationship, peer pressure, gender norms, and so on. So, empower young people to be the solution rather than the problem. Today's our mission is to help kids be the agents of change. Hope this will help all our teacher friends, parents, students to safeguard our students, our children. So wish you all the best. Thank you all.